All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of Comic Creator Chats or 3CM, 3 Comic Money. The guys are back. This week we get to have Rod Reis with us. You have been seeing, he has been blowing up Marvel Comics here lately with some gorgeous covers, and he's working on the New Mutants run. But he's been in the industry for quite a while. We're just going to talk to him, talk about some of the awesome things that he has done and some of the things he has coming up. We're super excited when he agreed to do this. I was like, oh crap, yes. So I am excited, Rod. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, thank you.
So I guess we always like to start at the beginning or whatever. So I sort of read a little bit. It's really hard in Comic Vine to track sometimes artists, and especially when you start off as a colorist, to find out, like, because you don't get the mention a lot of times on the comic book issue, like when you colored which issue, like. But I saw that you started like doing fantasy magazines or RPG role playing something.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit, and then just sort of lead. How do you switch into comics from there?
Man, that's a long time ago. We're talking late 90s. I had two other works before comics. 6 months working on McDonald's, and 1 year work in a bank. Then I quit in order to start working with comics, and I've been doing this ever since. I started doing illustration for RPG magazines here in Brazil. Then I connected to. It's going to be a quick story. I'm not going to.
Oh, you're fine.
But I have to say that I've been very fortunate, and my career is half doing my best and half being in the right place in the right time. So I started when I connected to some early generation of comic book artists. I can say Roger Cruz, Mike Deodato, who else? This is second generation of Brazilian artists. Then I started working on this studio as an intern, and those guys used to hang out there. So I met all of them. And then I started hang out with the next generation, which is Joe Prado, Greg Tocchini. And then I started to, and then my first job after all these years working on illustration for RPGs, also learning how to color digitally, because it was one of the first colors he's in Brazil was myself and another two artists. Mm-hmm. We started the whole digital coloring thing here in Brazil.
Oh, wow.
Back in the day. We learned it from scratch, trying to figure out how to color, because image, we tried to make something like image, which means poor story and a lot of splash pages and sexualize women and strong heroes and this kind of stuff.
So can you give the title of that? Mike is going to start researching that right now.
I'm probably going to buy all.
He already has them.
Oh, I don't actually. Okay, I don't have, and I certainly like it though.
Okay, let me see what. See, if you type Rod Reis Godless, you might find my first job as inker. That's my first job. My first job ever.
Okay.
Then I started. I colored a Street Fighter book here in Brazil. That was my first gig as a colorist. Then jump years ahead, I had a chance to work for. My first work for DC Comics was Superman. For
Not a bad job.
yeah, as I said, it's I don't know, my first job. They gave me a Superman, and I don't know. I guess they trusted me, or they saw potential. Ed Benes was the penciler, the artist. From there, I worked as a colorist for almost 15 years, doing Teen Titans, mostly working with Brazilian artists. Then I finished my time at DC. Finished with Justice League and Aquaman with Ivan Reis.
Oh,
Which
so
one thing, Ivan Reis and we are not related. We're not brothers. We're just friends.
So does that happen a lot? You mentioned that you worked with other Brazilian artists on issues. Does that happen a lot? Like, does DC or does Marvel go, hey, we're going to the Brazil studio and we want the colorist and the artist and the inker, all of you guys, we're just sending you the issue. Here's the story written by Ed Benes, or here's the story, or not Ed, here's a story written by Michael Bendis, or here's a story written by. Is that what happens? I mean, I'm just curious because that's I did not realize that it would be a Brazilian illustrator and a Brazilian colorist and that type of thing.
Yeah, if you part of agents, for example, or studio, they usually hook you up with another artist from the same studio, which makes easier to work because people we are talking all the time about. So it's easier to have a consistent and cohesive group working together. Makes it easier to work together. But it's not. It's more because the agent will work towards this. It's not something that DC or Marvel they do because we're going to put all the Italians together, all Brazilians together. It's I think if you work at the same ages and you find a creative team, all Brazilians that talk together and talk about the process and everything. I think this is the best situation for both artists and the publishers.
That's really cool. And maybe it's just one of those I didn't realize. Like, to be honest, I didn't realize that you were Brazilian until you said, "Hey, it's going to be 2 hours later for me where I am." I'm like, "Oh, that's good to know," because I know your name. But to be honest, I pronounce it Rice every time I saw it. Until you go, "Nope, it's Reis." I'm like, "Oh, that explains." I'm a little bit ignorant when it comes to knowing how to pronounce names. But
no, that's fine. That's fine.
But that I don't know, that to me that's fascinating. Just to think of, hey, we're going to send it to, but it makes sense because we've talked to a lot of artists and artists say, I have my colorist, I have my inker, that my work goes best through them. They know what I like. When we started going through and looking at people's history, you're like, oh, 7 out of 10 times they work with the same colorist. They work with the same letterer. They work with the same. It's usually the writer and the artist might change, but everything with the artist almost travels with them. That group, not all the time, but we notice that a lot more the more we've looked at stuff.
Yeah, and because if you're a penciler and depend, you have different inkers. You see that each inker has your style and is going to add something to your work. and it goes the same with the colorist. So if you find your perfect inker, your perfect colorist, and you guys work well together, you're not going to, you don't want to change this, especially for special projects, since everything is working very, how to say, oiled machine is
run smoothly.
Yeah,
Or
yeah, yeah. No,
it's all oiled up and ready to go.
Well-oiled
yes,
machine.
There you
yes,
go.
exactly.
That's awesome. So then, you worked through DC. When did you stop working with DC as just a colorist, or when did you start drawing your own pieces? I guess would be the better question.
I don't remember precisely the year, but my first job was one of my last jobs at DC was Nightwing with Ed Barrows, another Brazilian, and Kyle Higgins.
Okay.
Kyle saw some of my drawings and asked me if I wanted to start drawing. Like, your drawings are good. Why don't you start doing the interiors? And I thought that yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Right. If you're saying that I have potential, I could be a good illustrator. The thing is if you have a very established career,
yeah,
it's very how do I say it, a leap of faith. It's you need to understand that you're going to start another career from the scratch. And a lot of people, they don't know that I used to be a colorist. It's like and I have been doing this for 15 years. It's not. It's a lot of work of time working in the industry. Anyways, I had to go, and I decided give it a try, and we did together Cal for Image. And after that, we did Hadrian's Wall.
Okay, I've seen Hadrian's Wall. So
we did those two together, and because Nick Spencer saw what we did on Cal, and he was a fan of the book, he decided to ask me if I wanted to do a book with him for Marvel, out of nowhere.
Yeah,
I didn't see this coming.
So you did it with Nick Spencer. What book was it?
The Oath. The one after the Captain America, the Hydra Captain America, the Secret.
Secret Empire.
Yes. How do I say the Oath?
The Oath.
Yeah. This one shot.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh
yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, there's so many one shots, and like there's the Vow and the Return and the Fallen, and you're like, which the Oath? I was like, which one is that? There's the Truth. There's the and Pete's in the background right now, trying to grab that image so we can throw it up because So did you just do the interiors, or did you do the cover of that as well?
No, he asked me to do the interiors. That is my first job at Marvel.
So you haven't.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So you haven't been doing Marvel stuff, but only for like the past 4 years or 5 years, right? So it's just we're sort of blown away because when we pull up your stuff, it's like, man, you have like it feels like 10 years worth of amazing covers and art, and then you're like, oh no, I've only been doing it since the end of the Secret Empire when everyone was like, Cap isn't Hydra, what the hell? That's the worst series ever. And you're like, you came in and did, hey, I did the last issue of that. So that is really cool. But so that was your first, and then where did you go from the Oath?
I did a couple of pages for the series that I think that what goes after when it's Captain America trying to come back from the cubic world or something like that.
So the Steve Rogers Captain America series, is that what was next?
I don't know what if it was the series or some special.
It was Civil War 2, not the Secret Empire one.
Oh, okay.
But it's the interior.
Okay. Because yeah. You're right. Because what I did after was a couple of pages, which was the real Steve Rogers inside the cubic world.
Mm-hmm.
That's
So
right.
that's what I did after that.
That's right. He was in that weird other universe for a while. I think he had maybe even had a son. Like this was before the Cap Hydra stuff you guys were thinking of.
Okay,
that's why it was a stretch before with Nick Spencer.
The Z dimension, the Zola.
Yeah. No, that because it's so much. It's sometimes hard to keep track.
It's hard to keep track even if you're reading it.
Yeah, I'm sitting going, okay, I remember that book that Pete sort of brought up, but I'm like, in timeline wise, where does it? No, that is, I can't imagine trying to think through, okay, I did this one shot that fell at the end of one of the 27 different miniseries that Marvel did in the past 10 years.
Right.
No, what I try to keep in mind is the start point and the current point.
Mm-hmm.
But anything in between is I don't know. Well, anyways, after that, Nick Spencer connected me with Donny Cates. Okay.
Did you do Strange?
Yes, the Damnation thing.
Yeah.
That's did you get to do the color for that one, the cover for that one?
Yes, exactly.
So good.
This is where I truly start to see, I guess maybe, and your style was there before, but like this is the style that I really like, and I see it carry through. And I know it probably happened a little bit before this, but the way you get to use color and your color leads to your drawing, almost it feels like I can't imagine this without the color. And I can't imagine it like it's just an ink sketch or anything like that. Like the colors on all your issues from here on out, and inside of the New Mutants, when we talk about it, like your colors dictate the atmosphere. And I appreciate that. And only I think a colorist or a full-on artist can really see that. And this is all digital.
Yeah, all digital.
That's amazing.
Thank you. The thing is that I work it. I've learned how to make the other artists' drawings good to make them better. So and now I have the chance to do the same for myself. So that's why I, from the start, I wanted to do everything, to do the coloring, because on the coloring part I can put everything together and fix some things that I might see is not okay. So it's a very important part of the process for me to do coloring, and I can see that I've been doing this for 5 years, the drawings, the interiors, but I've been doing the coloring for almost 20 years total.
It shows. It definitely shows, because if you're doing all from A to B, you have that image in your head, and you're giving us what you see. Like it's not being filtered through somebody else working on your work. It's all you, and it shows.
Yeah, and if you follow the books I did for Marvel, I'm not ashamed to say that you can see the improvement as I keep working, as I'm doing the books. I'm learning more about the narrative and Everything. I think I don't like to see my early works for Marvel. I hate to see, but at the same time, I like to imagine when I remember them that now I'm better. I'm getting better, and I'm still evolving.
But you got a challenge then when you got to do New Mutants and have Hickman, who is notorious for doing super long, wordy books that are great and full of stuff, but nothing actually happens action wise. But yeah, I mean, just thinking through the Powers of X, which made X-Men popular again, and you took on New Mutants, and we have some of the covers and we want to show, but also we have some of the interiors because you accomplish making just conversation interesting. Like there's moments where Danny and Danny Moonstar and Wolfbane, they're just talking and they're sad and they're not happy, but I was interested. Like it went for like a page and a half. That was the exposition and then they go into they're training and then they're back to talking. I was interested in it. It was and I think we have a couple of the images, but of course what we're talking about is the latest New Mutants. Gotta get all the way up to the top, and I love it. You did the covers for about half of them, but did you illustrate all of them?
For you mean for New Mutants?
For New Mutants,
yeah. We had two creative teams at the same time.
Yeah,
that's what me working with Hickman and Ed Brisson working with someone else.
Okay.
And so in parallel, we had those two stories. So my part with Hickman, I did everything.
So like we have a page here because we were talking about your interiors. Is this all you on this page?
Yeah, in the first issue. Yeah.
And just the beauty that you accomplish, and I truly can tell color that you didn't. I mean, I can't tell. I mean, I honestly don't know if you drew first and then colored, but I really do feel like you created the painting with color in mind, of just the way the drawing flows, and I can see how it blends. I mean, the top panel looks like a George Seurat painting sitting at the Sunday at the lake, that painting, and then you get down below it and you get these just beautiful pinks and pastels, which I'm a big pastel neon color. I'm drawn to that. So I appreciate the interiors, and we all around this room appreciate when I open up a book and the cover matches the interiors, because that doesn't happen anymore.
But especially with a book like New Mutants, that a lot of us, I don't know how old everybody is in the room, but you know, when he grew up with the Bill Sienkiewicz versions of this stuff, and sort of the feeling that you got just from when you open the page, you felt what was on the page. And I haven't felt that way about an X book at all, let alone a New Mutants book, until your work. And now I feel like this matches that same visceral feeling that I got from Bill's work, you know, that I get from yours now, and it's making it really fun to read this book. It is. I mean, I love the book already, so you kind of had me in your pocket to begin with, but you've kept me because of how good your own visceral storytelling is with the art, and it's really impressive.
Thank you very much. Appreciate. And I get this all the time, the comparison to the.
With Sienkiewicz?
Yes. And I take as a compliment. I don't try to argue about this.
He's fantastic.
Because I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, no, but we see Sienkiewicz in you, but we're not comparing you as in you're copying him. We're just when we see New Mutants, it's the natural evolution. This is like, okay, this is what a digital evolution. And now when I open up some panels, I go, that is what Sync did. And some of these panels, and I have a couple, I just forgot to upload them, like where I feel Sync, because you pull lines through panels and you do things and that's straight Sync when you're in the panels don't quite make sense until you look at the entire page and you're like, it's a story. And the fact that a panel can tell the story just as much as your art can, and you accomplish that. switching between characters, every character felt like they had their own color scheme and their own. When it's a Danny Moonstar, it feels one way. When it's Magic, it feels another way. And I don't know if that was intentional or if that was just it. You naturally thought. I'm assuming intentional. You didn't just randomly throw colors up and see what happened. But
Yeah, no, but the reason that the New Mutants it's perfect for me is that because it's the kind of book, even though it's under a mainstream publisher,
Mm-hmm.
the weirder the better.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yep.
So the book it's a good thing for the book when an artist that's not house style, like Ivan Reis or this kind of tight
Mhm.
art. I'm not saying that this kind of artist couldn't do something good, but because what Bill Sienkiewicz did back in the day, every time people see those characters, they see them drawn very expressive way. Like there's no way to do Warlock, for example.
no,
Exactly.
You need to have this mindset, this expressive. It's weird to try to do Warlock realistically.
Yeah. Makes sense.
I don't think it works.
I don't feel like, honestly, I don't feel like anybody else could be doing this book but you at the moment. I mean, based on what you're saying, and I agree. And before, I didn't mean to say that I would ever confuse your work with Sienkiewicz. They're very different. You're very unique. It just has that same energy through the book that I
There you
want in a New Mutants book.
So like this.
And I don't get, and it needs to be from you right now. It's just perfect. It's exactly right. And I saw that.
I know, and I'm sure that my name, they talk about me doing the book because the similarities, because the style, because the energy, and they intentionally they try to bring this 80s vibe to the book.
Yeah.
So and I think it was perfect because it makes the book to stand out from the other X books.
Yes. Definitely.
It makes it some own its own. It's something different, and that from the beginning, every book that I working on, I try to do something different, something that will stand out from the other books. So there, and I think that in that sense, I was very successful.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely to stand out, because with the X books, there's so many titles that they release. It's hard to stand out because there's like half a dozen different titles every month. So for yours to be unique, it definitely it did stick out. Like,
And
on my pull list.
And New Mutants fans expect that too. That's the other thing, is that we don't want a book that looks like all the other X books. We want, I say we because I've been a fan since the '80s, and that's the kind of book I want. When I pick that book up, I expect it to be a little manic and very like sensory overload kind of. Not just read straight through, follow sequential art,
and
on
also
repeat.
yeah, also it's not the book if you want action 100% of the book.
Right.
Which bring us to what we are doing now with Vira Ayala.
Let's see, where is it? 14.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have a good amount of action scenes, but the heart and soul of the book are the relationships, and I have to say that's my favorite part. You were saying about Hickman doing the conversations and the comedy, and and that's where that's what I like to do as a challenging, how to make those dialogues to these moments interesting.
Yeah.
Well, and then
And you can see that the face expressions.
Mm-hmm.
I tried. I studied them. I tried to convey the feelings in the right way. For example, my when I'm drawing a sad face, it's not the same every time. It has a second level of feeling, and that was for me is interesting to do these moments. And if you saw the last issue, what's happening with Rain with Wolfsbane,
yeah,
the desperation, the sadness, it's something that I think is more interesting, is more fun than just do pow action scenes and fight, which is fun also, but
yeah.
not what I like to do every time.
And I love there's so much character development in this book. These 16, is it issue 16 just came out or 17?
16.
16 just came out. There's so much character development, but you also get to help create this personality for some brand new characters or characters that have barely been touched on. Because the ones being influenced by the Shadow King and different things. So, like when I look at like an image like this, where you drop in, of course, the Shadow King is straight synced, like the scariness of stray toasters or plastic forks or those type of colors. But then you get to see this great colors that were never be in a sync book. And you get that character, and I can't think of her name. With the big head of hair, and she has weird looking eyes. One eye is different than the other. It's like Cosmar, yeah. Like she was introduced in issue 9. Whether or not you got to, or 10, or like right in there, but you've gotten to create who she is.
This issue?
I think it was that issue. It was a Del Mundo cover, I remember, but it was right in the middle of I think it was right in the middle of the X of Swords or whatever. You got to jump in to help contribit to a lot of that. Like
just one thing. After what we did, Hickman and I, we did for the first wave of the New Mutants, we did the giant size X-Men, and we did the.
Did you do Phantomex? Is that the one you did?
Yes. Yes.
This one.
Right on. We did this in between.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was a fun. Phantomex is another one of those characters that everyone loves, but then everyone goes, "We want more," and you guys gave us more with the giant size. So thank you. And especially because to be fair, I have not read that issue yet. But did you get to play with the ship too, and draw that into it? I always have been fascinated by his little sidekick ship that talks to him.
No, actually, no. It's fun because that was the first time that I did full Marvel style scripts.
I gotcha.
And I think he did with the same with all the other artists.
Well, what does that mean? Describe that to our listeners. What does that mean? Full Marvel scripts.
Very few scripty, almost no dialogue. A couple of descriptions of the different of the parts of the story.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to come up with a lot of visuals and stuff inside what happened. So it was fun, but it's a challenge.
They just give you like an outline, and then you have to build it out from
exactly
basic information.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like that, or do you dislike that? I assume you like that, so you can kind of play a little.
Yeah. At the same time, I like to know what they are expecting from me. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
if you just leave, if they leave me to do whatever I think it's bad, it's best. It's a good thing, but because I'm a little insecure, I like to make sure that we are at the same page, and I'm fulfilling what he expecting.
Yeah,
In
I'm with you.
in that
I'd be the
case.
same way.
So and I still need when I send pages for editors and the writer. I want them to give me a feedback, and sometimes they're busy with other things, and they just say, "Oh, that's good, thank you," and I feel that okay, I guess I'm doing good, but I wish they could give me more. And the same thing with the script. Uh, I prefer to have exactly what the writer wants from me to do, so I can do exactly what he is expecting.
So that's interesting because we've talked to quite a few artists who are the opposite, and they talk about getting handed a script and every detail is written in. Like Brian Michael Bendis is notorious from what, because we've talked to multiple people and go, oh no, he for a one-page little page that I was drawing, I had 12 pages to read through as he wrote the dialogue and wrote where Spider-Man should stand and where and all that. So you would prefer that to a degree of telling you, okay, this is what I want, so that when you're done, you said you wanted this, here it is.
Exactly, and I can change things, but I can change things over over something, not over because I'm still learning some stuff.
Yeah,
It would helps me to learn more if I have more direction. It's not that I want to get a tight. But sometimes it's too loose,
yeah.
and I need to fund this Phantom X we did. I don't know who read it. Who read it?
I did, but now we're talking. That's like what? Yeah, I don't
A while
remember.
ago.
There was a new one every week, and I don't honestly remember what I read.
No, I don't know if we're going to remember that he writes a flying animal dinosaur or something, and there is there's a page where he walks over floating rocks, and the page goes upside down.
Yes, I remember that.
So all of this are my ideas.
Nice.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So the fun, fanciful things you're all about. You're going to throw those in, and you can.
I love stuff like that. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
I do too.
That's what I hope for in a book. Something original and different that makes me go, oh, wait, I have to read that again, or I have to look at that closer. I don't like to rush through my comics. It takes me forever to catch up. So, but I like that. I enjoy them more that way. So thank you for adding stuff like that in there.
That's my job. There's no point to work on comics if you're not having fun. That's what I like to do something weird and crazy. And the New Mutant is it's a book that I can't do that. People, when they ask me to work on this book, they know what I can do and they trust me. And I'm so grateful that Vita is. They know this, and they are open to collaboration. A lot of small gags that we have inside the book. Those are my ideas.
Okay.
warlock expressions and body. The way I do it's all by myself. I have freedom to play with this kind of characters. The Cosmar powers the same because they know that this kind of weird stuff is my cup of tea.
I mean, I love reading the new, and we all sort of like that sort of weird. We jump into it and in and out of it just because it's so different, especially different than what is typically in your mainstream DC or Marvel book. So we definitely like reading it. But then you've been doing some covers, or did some covers that we all went, damn it, we're Star Wars fans, and you did some of the best these headshot covers that are just ridiculous.
They are,
and I know you probably didn't get. This is hey, draw Yoda, but damn, you drew
so good.
It's so good.
That's why I'm curious that you want to do the crazy things to see that you did these simple portraits, but they're just gorgeous. It's fascinating. This is completely different.
I have somebody that you should help draw Yoda. I'll talk to you after. I'll talk to you after the show. The guys know what I'm talking about.
But
I wanted to do more crazy stuff, play more with the style on this. But working with Lucasfilm is the pain in the ass.
We've heard that from other people.
I don't know if it's just me or.
Can we get that clip on the Star Wars show?
Sorry.
Yeah, no, we've heard.
No, don't be sorry. It's
no.
I think it's well known. I think it's well known that their editorial
what they want.
acceptance is very difficult. Yes.
Yeah, no, because they want the likeness, and so it's hard to do something more expressive and do the likeness they want at the same time.
Yeah.
So that I had a lot of fun doing them. I'm able to sell the prints there, so it's good at conventions.
Yeah.
If people still remember what they are.
Yes. Well, we keep hearing they're great, and they're starting, and then they're canceled, and then they're started, and then they're canceled.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was good. I did a couple covers for Star Wars.
Oh, so for some of the regular issues, you did a couple of the covers?
Yes. I had a couple of editors, friends there. So every time they wanted another artist to do covers, they would ask me. They would ask me to do.
That's awesome.
It is.
When I'm just looking, like, of course, these two especially are giant Star Wars fans. I'm just a Star Wars fan. These are giant Star Wars fans. Well, Pete's giant, and then Mike's just ridiculous.
Yeah, he's another level.
But you also, when I see covers like this and like this of now fan favorite characters, they're becoming fan favorite characters. You've created some of the first images on cover of these guys. Like, I mean, I don't know how many times Cad Bane shows up on a cover, or Honda.
I never seen before, and I don't remember to see them after.
So you also got to help to sort of define what like Cad Bane had a look, but the Cad Bane look I've seen is from Clone Wars and more animated. This is a dude I don't want to mess with.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, okay, whoa, you gave that guy some badassery that wasn't there before.
Yeah. So, I wish I could do more, but because the what I said, the likeness, and they are very
particular.
They care.
It's a good way to put it, Pete.
They care so much about the characters, so it's not easy to work with them. But I think that they are right. They cannot have artists doing whatever they want because it's not my characters, it's theirs.
True.
But I managed to have some fun, but by the end, I just wanted to do what they want.
Yeah.
I think this is one of yours. I think you did some Afro covers. I think I was just looking it up.
No, yeah, but not this one.
Not this one.
That's
We just
actually
want to
weird.
throw up random Star Wars covers until you say yes.
Until he says yes.
Oh yeah. Oh, you did the icon. It's because of the icons. You did the Grand Moff Tarkin version of this cover.
Mhm. Yeah,
That's why they listed it for you.
I did this for over a year.
I remember seeing all these and going, crap, I want that one and I want that one. But as a collector going, if I ever, because there's also, will it be worth anything? Okay, I'm just going to get the Yoda, and I think you did a Boba Fett, and I think you did, and I want, like, looking at the Cad Bane and Hondo, I'm like, I need to go find those now. They're gorgeous.
And, I did some droids, some not very famous, very generic droids, and there's another characters from different generations and media, and it was just fun.
That is really, and then I found a couple more covers, mainly because they just came out. How was it to draw Keanu?
Yeah.
So
I like the purpley one.
Yeah, I think I like both of them. I think they're. I mean, first off, what store? Do you know who has this? I don't remember seeing this in the. I'm like, dang, I want this cover. I don't know where it is.
It's so. As far as I know, Rafael Grandpa, a Brazilian friend of mine, he did the designs for this book.
Mm-hmm.
So I have connection. I have friends there at Boom, and they asked me to do this variant a lot. I saw that a lot of artists they had some take on the character, and I did a lot of versions of the colorized, not the different drawings. So just and they liked those two, and they bought them. So and that's it.
Okay,
It's good. It's good. I did have trouble regarding the likeness.
I think you accomplished it. I mean, compared
You
to
definitely did.
Yeah, I see it.
I really wish, not that you should have, but I think I really wanted a Berserker cover that was like Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure Keanu, or like Walk on the Clouds Keanu, like just some young kid just sitting there and like it's
beard.
Keanu, but Berserker is young, or I mean, just because
the non John Wick version,
the non John Wick version
Keanu.
of Keanu.
You're not gonna get Johnny Utah on the cover.
Johnny Utah with maybe like a little rubber president's mask in his hand.
I love to do this. This is something that's the thing. I'm not, when you say, what you like to do, what kind of image you like to do. For me, it's very different from most of artists. They want to do. They want to do epic fight scenes, and I tend to go more towards the weirdness and the craziness, the personal relationships, and stuff between characters and funny moments with weird faces. For example, I'd love to do a mini series with Doopy.
Dupe?
Yeah,
The little green guy?
That'd be so much fun. No, when you get him and was it Morph and oh shoot, you're drawing one of them, the Water Boy, Rain Boy. Like name every character that doesn't have a body, that doesn't, and the floating brain girl that's in the book.
No, it's so much fun. It's so much fun doing it because the way I draw No Girl.
Mhm.
It's
Don't we have her on one of
I
these?
can do it like
Yeah.
a jellyfish or something like that. It's very you can see the movement with the character, even though it's just a brain in a jar. But because the two tails that I did, I can use the character to as a design component of the page.
Mhm.
So it's everything for it's always floating
Yeah.
and so it's a lot of fun doing these scenes.
Well, like the first issue blew me away because freaking Mondo is intertwined with the land of Krakoa, and then
Yeah, like the face on his.
and then his
chest.
face is on the belly. I'm like,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
the heck just happened? Like, I gotta reread this and then I realized, oh crap, I need to read House of X and Powers of X. Like, but your art
Yeah.
was just so fascinating. Whether or not I read what was going on, just seeing the character interactions, and then I don't know. Yeah, I love seeing you play and hearing you talk about the joy that you've had playing with the characters and creating, and makes me want to go back and read. I'm gonna go read through
I
the
want to go
entire.
back and reread them too. Yeah, I mean, I was reading them amidst all of the other X books, and it was, to be fair, it was a lot. Like, when there was 5 or 6 books, I was reading them all in tandem, trying to read them in the right reading order, like at the back, the list, and I couldn't remember which book was which. So it'd be nice to just go back and just read the New Mutants by itself now, and really immerse myself in your art, in the storytelling, in some of these characters that are new to some more modern readers. Yeah, I definitely want to go back and check them out again. It'll be fun.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, wait for the trades. It's I think it's the best way to catch
Yeah.
up.
Yep, absolutely.
So
I think I probably bought them all and sold them all again.
I know you have. I mean, of course, New Mutants. We want you. Do you know how long are you on that? Are you on it till they kick you off, or do you have like an end date that you know of for that?
No, I haven't discussed plans, but they know that I'm here. I'm working on the book as long as they want me to stay. I will stay. They know
Awesome.
that. So because it's my dream. It's my dream work on New Mutants. The only New Mutants that I knew before was Sinkevich's and Chris Claremont.
That's all that we count too. So you're okay.
Yeah. So it's a mix of responsibility and how can I say how's the expression wear the shoes of Sienkiewicz or something like
you fill the shoes very nicely. You fill his shoes very nicely.
right on. Thank you. Yeah, so it's a mix of all of these and it's a blessing, the perfect storm for me, and I'll stay as long as they want me. I don't know.
That's awesome. But you're still doing stuff on the side, like that Berserker cover, and then next week you get the in drops in stores. So I'm letting everyone know the 1 for $50 is a Radiant Black 2. Gorgeous cover. Like I'm sitting going, oh man. I mean, and I just love seeing the range. Like, I mean, I know that's not you playing quite as much, but it's really like fun to see the range, but also knowing now that I can pick your color, you as an artist, out a lot faster because I know you're a colorist, and that makes a huge difference because I'm like, I can tell you think about the color even when you go up and do just a headshot of Yoda. I'm like, okay, the color is there and there's a reason behind it. Like whether or not you colored, like you did the drawing with it. I mean, I'm assuming that, do you ever just do the drawing or do you always do the coloring as well?
You mean for what?
For anything.
Like, has there been an art? Has there been?
You always color your own stuff.
Yeah. I never had another colorist working with me because, as I said, I always I had a long time working with colors, and that's my strength, my where I can make my work better. So when at first time I had the chance to do interiors, I made sure that I was my own colorist, and I but I I always wanted to draw. I I moved it from drawing to color because I realized that back in the day, my coloring was better than my drawings,
Yeah.
which is a good tip, a good advice for artists.
Mm.
Don't push yourself into something that you're not ready right now. Try something else. Try to somehow to get in the industry too.
Yeah, get your foot in the door, however you can.
Yeah. You see a lot of writers that started as intern and started as uh, the guy who scanned the arts, the artworks. So if you're if you're able to get to start doing something in the industry at the right time, you're going to be where you want to be. That's what I'm saying. It's personal statement for me. It's just what happened to me from the beginning. Every work led to the next one. I what I did as colorist worked so well that helped me to be where I am right now.
That's I
You're
love
in a
that.
you're in a great place right now too, so it's good.
I love that
Yeah.
advice. That's. I mean, I've run into so many artists or so many wannabe artists that want to be perfect and they want to have it and they think they're perfect, and then they don't take it. But just going, you know what? I'm good at coloring, or when I think back to like when I was going to be an artist or whatever, like you know what? I was actually better. I could see color and I could understand the way color worked together a lot better than my drawings. But I was hung up on drawing, so eventually I just gave it all up because I got hung up on, well, my drawings don't match the colors because I can't get past the drawing to get to the coloring.
And I'm the other way. And I'm the other way around.
So we should work together.
I screw up all my drawings with color. I just left them black and white. They'd be fine.
Because I always thought I was a better inker than a penciler, because if the outlines were there, I could define them better. But penciling them out was always the roughest part.
Maybe we should do a comic book together, guys. I'll do the pencils.
We got to find a letterer.
You do the inks, and Chris does the colors, and then we just need a letterer. Yeah, my wife, she's a mathematician. Maybe she'll do the letters.
Oh, Rod, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yes.
We're done. It's over.
Well, yeah, we like to keep them under an hour, so it's like right at 58 minutes. I mean, no, we can definitely sit around and talk afterwards, but for our audiences, it's one of those like, okay, they have about an hour in them, and then they go, okay, they quit watching. So we've talked. And also you left us some great advice. I love ending with advice and versus, and we're waiting. No, you gave us a great piece of advice, guys. I'm going to take that and just go, okay, hey, when I talk to people, if you want to get into the industry, you don't have to get in the industry and be the next Adam Hughes on the first day. You can work your way up. You can become, and now you can be Rod Reis, who's done freaking amazing New Mutants books that I'm going to go, as soon as we're done here or done talking, I'm probably going to go read issue 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then finish up the 14 through 16 in the next couple of days. Just because. And this happens to us every time we talk to an artist, and next thing you know, we've spent way too much money on your books because we're going, oh man, how did I miss that issue?
Luckily, I already have all the Star Wars ones. I have all the Star Wars ones. I kept those, so that's good.
And you can also try to track the 52 states series I did a couple of years ago.
52. Oh, you did
yeah.
all the ones for the U.S. Avengers.
Yes. Yes.
So you did.
Wow.
You did all
Yeah.
52 of them.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't realize. Whoa,
That's
I hate
crazy.
you, and also you're amazing, but I hate you. Buying 52 issues of the same book is, and some of those states are hard to find. They're not
Yeah, they
just
are.
because who bought Rhode Island or whatever. Even freaking, I'm living in Tennessee, and I can't find the Wasp cover for Tennessee sometimes.
No, it's fun to see people trying to find their states, and they stop by my table with them, and they talk that some of them are harder than the others to find out. And
They
they they also did Captain Britain,
Mm.
and and Costa Rica. Is Costa Rica a state of
Dominican Republic or
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico? Yeah, no, they did Mexico. If I don't know, but they expanded from more than just the state.
Oh, so wait,
There's
so
no Brazil?
There's a Brazil cover.
Only places that are related to US.
Okay,
I'm just kidding.
The territory.
That'd be.
It's like, don't you associate us with you guys. Don't do that to us.
No, and I don't want to go politics here, but right now, it's better you don't associate with us right now. Right now,
I don't know. I don't know. A couple of months ago, I think we were kind of neck and neck. Maybe we're a little better off here in March, but
yeah. So once again, thank you. We can shoot the bull after you cut in if you want. But guys, once again, this is comicbookinvest.com. Check out the article. We're dropping it Friday. We interview around Tuesday usually. We'll drop the article and the interview, and actually, Rod, what we're gonna do is we're gonna put in some of our favorite New Mutants covers. Some of them might be yours, some of them might be Sync, some of them might be some random one from the mid 2000s. But we just love New Mutants, and we'll try tying it into like just because you've inspired us. Because we're like, oh man, I need to go back and read the New Mutants from 2000s. I need to go back and read the Josh Middleton run of the covers.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Middleton.
yeah.
So thank you so much. I feel like I've learned so much in this hour for joining us.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah, guys, thank you for asking me. I had a blast talking to you, and thank you very much for the support. Thank you for you enjoying the New Mutants, and thank you to everybody that is listening in it's New Mutants fun. And I hope that people keep following us through the story. I said that I don't know how long I'll stay, but I can say that we're planning a long run.
That's exciting because
that's good to hear.
We're
fantastic.
We get exhausted by starting over.
Starting over.
Yeah, I like the fact that you continued on, even if the writer left, like Hickman left, and then you're, I can't say Vita. Who's the writing? Is it Vita?
Yeah, Vita Ayala.
Vita, like the fact that you stayed on, like to have that continuity of okay, the artist stayed, the story might change a little bit as far as style, but because the artist stays, you know what? We still get this conversation because I read issue 1 and I read issue 14, and I'm like, story's changing. But I can see the continuity because the same artist, and I can now knowing that you love drawing conversations and you love drawing just sort of the everyday what the New Mutants are going through on Krakoa. I'm like
quieter moments.
Yeah, it shows, and I like it. I need to go reread those sections because, to be honest, I'm an action junkie, so I was looking for action throughout the entire book. So now I need to go back and go, you know what? The most interesting parts are in the quieter moments of them sitting on the rock and the detail you put into a smile or a frown or a halfway smile frown, or what was it? A frown? Frown?
Yeah, and those parts are very important. If you read all the Chris Claremont X-Men, It's an important part of his story. The story ahead that he's telling, the relationships and the struggles. For example, New Mutants. The good part of New Mutants is the struggle of the teenagers, that what they need to go through to get to grow up. And I think
it's still a coming of age story.
Yes, and that's what fans want to see. That things that represent young readers and a lot of representation and diversity more than, and I can say more than ever. That that's kind of because right now that's what's it's happening.
Yeah.
That's what's relevant. What's relevant in the world? Yeah.
Yes. That's the word. We're doing relevant stories.
Yep.
I mean, yes. I'm sitting there going, man, I can keep talking. I'm just because like like the Wild Hunt starts with the introduction of the Shadow King sidekick story, and you're like, I don't know where this is going. I can't wait to read about the different pieces. And yes, I need to go read because I don't want you to tell me anything because I've only read issue 4. Sadly, I've done issue 1 and issue 14, and then my app screwed up and I couldn't read issue 3. So I'm like 2 and 3. I'm like, what? But yes, thank you so much, guys. Once again, Friday, or if it's Friday, thanks for watching.
Thank you.
Thank you.